Dr. Zakir, last question today. Last but not least, what does Islam say about the respect given to parents?
As we mentioned, that disrespect to parents is number 8 in the 70 major sins in Islam according to Imam al-Dhahabi, and it's very sinful to respect parents. Therefore, there are various verses in the Quran and the Hadith which show emphasis on respecting the parents. Allah says in the Quran, in Surah Isra, chapter number 17, verse number 23 and 24, Allah says that we have ordained that you worship none but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that you be kind to your parents, and if one of them or both of them reach old age, don't say a word of contempt to them, don't say uff to them, but address them with honor and lower to them your wing of humility and pray to the Lord that bless them as they cherish me in childhood. That means if your parents reach old age, one of them or both of them, you can't even say uff to them. Further, it's mentioned in the Quran in Surah Anam, chapter number 6, verse number 151, that Allah says, be good to your parents. And He says in several verses in the Quran, especially your mother, Allah says in Surah Nisa, chapter 4, verse number 1, respect the womb that bore you. Allah says in Surah Luqman, chapter number 31, verse number 14, we have enjoined on the human beings to be good to their parents. In travail upon travail did the mother bore them, and in years twain was the weaning. Allah says in Surah Ahqaf, chapter number 46, verse number 15, we have enjoined on the human beings to be kind to the parents. In pain did the mother bore you, and in pain did she give you birth. So here, Allah says respect your parents, especially the mother. And there are various hadith talking about respecting the mother. It's mentioned in Sahih Bukhari, volume number 8, in the book of Adab, book of manners, chapter number 2, hadith number 5971. A person comes to the Prophet Muhammad and asks him that who deserves the best companionship in this world? The Prophet says, your mother. The man asks, after that who? The Prophet repeats, your mother. The man asked, after that who? Again the Prophet says for the third time, your mother. The man asked, after that who? Then the Prophet says, your father. That means 75%, 3/4 of the companionship goes to the mother, 25%, 1/4 goes to the father. In short, the mother gets the gold medal, she gets the silver medal, and she gets the bronze medal. The father has to be satisfied with the mere consolation prize. So these are the teachings in Islam as far as respect to parents are concerned, and a mother gets 3 times more companionship, thrice more companionship than the father. It's further mentioned in the hadith of Sahih Bukhari, volume number 4, hadith number 3004. A man came to the Prophet and sought his permission to go to jihad, that is fighting the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the battlefield. The Prophet asked him, that, do you have parents? He said yes. So he said that you go and serve your parents, showing the importance that serving parents and being dutiful towards one parent is more important than going for jihad, fighting the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If your parents require you, it's more important to serve your parents than to go for jihad, fighting the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Same message is given in Sahih Bukhari, volume number 8, in the book of Adab, hadith number 5970, that a person asked that which deed is dearest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And the Prophet said that offering the 5 prescribed prayers at the earliest time. The man asked, after that, which is the dearest deed? The Prophet said, being dutiful towards your parents. The man asked, after that which? The Prophet said, that fighting the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, doing jihad. So here we realize that after offering prayers at the prescribed time, at the earliest time, the next thing Allah likes is being dutiful towards your parents, respecting your parents, being obedient to your parents. And then comes jihad in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's mentioned in Musnad Ahmad, hadith number 5372. The Prophet said, the 3 types of people will be deprived from going to paradise. The first is one who drinks intoxicants. Number 2, one who is disobedient to the parents. And number 3, one who does shameful deeds on behalf of the family. So all these 3 people will deprive paradise. So therefore, disrespecting the parents is one of the major sins in Islam.